Hello, folks, and welcome back to Roller Coaster Tycoon. We're here in the park that we left off at last time. What is this one called? It has a weird name. Nevermore Park. That's what we got. All right. So last time we left off, we did all of this. We literally went through and deleted everything, and basically this main pathway going up here is pretty much all that was left from the original park. Now we have 3 coasters. We have a goal of building 10 total that have almost 4,600 feet of track. There we go. And they have the excitement rating of at least 7. So I don't actually know if I double check that. That one's fine. That one's fine. And I think this one's fine too, but I just want to make sure. There we go. Okay. So we're good there. I forgot about the excitement rating, but that's okay. We're moving through here. We have our newest Giga Coaster, or our only Giga Coaster here, Yellow Jacket, which is very popular. Runs through a bunch of people and makes a bunch of money. We have this bad boy here, which is relatively popular, makes a bunch of money, and then we have this guy over here, which is popular-ish and makes a lot of money. So we have a whole bunch of stuff going on there. We also built this little pathway out here so we can expand over here, and then that's going to allow us to bump on down here, build our bridge over there. I would like to get a 4th coaster in this small area over here, and then we can expand out 5 and 6 over here, 7 and 8, and then 9 and 10. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I don't know how realistic that is, but that's what I'm going to be trying to do here. So we're going to figure out a spot to put a new coaster station somewhere over here, probably right in this area if I'm thinking right, and then we'll move forward from there. Taking a look at our stuff, we got a reverse freefall coaster, which doesn't help us at all. We literally can't build them the length that we need to be able to do this, so that's of zero help. But we do have a number of other rides that we can choose between. And I'm really feeling a Twister Coaster right now as our next logical thing. The Inverted Impulse, again, doesn't really make sense. It just isn't a ride that we can do a lot with that. I don't even think that has a lift hill, does it? No, it's literally just a launch, and that's all you get. And I don't even know if you get... It's been a while since I built one of these, but let's just take a look here. Yeah, you can only go up and down. You can't do anything else. So that doesn't really help us in our quest here. So capacity-wise, let me zoom in there. Capacity-wise, let's see. Not going to happen, not going to happen, not going to happen. Has happened. Not going to happen, not going to happen, not going to happen. Could happen, but probably not. That was what we had originally. No, no. Have it. Yes. Possibly. Yes. 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 Possibly. No. Have it. Yes, and this one has multiple variations on it. So I think that's where we're going to go with this one here, is to start off with something back here. I don't know exactly what this one's going to look like, what it's going to do, anything along those lines. I just want to get set up with it. Twister, and we have stand-up trains for it, which is great. I guess we'll just have to figure this one out as we move forward here. Alright, so I'm going to actually try to tie this in a little bit onto this side. We went from 30 all the way up to 150, so it's a 120-foot ride here. What I want to see, and I don't know if we can or not, but can I do a large half loop? Ooh, maybe. We need some money, but we can do that. And we got back our loan, so that's good. And then we just need to bring that over to the left. What's in the way? Yellow Jacket's in the way there too? Okay. So what we'll do instead there is we'll put on-ride photo section. We're gonna have it go to an inline twist, and then we're gonna have it dive down because we're gonna get what we want here. Where's our large? No, not quarter loop. I want full loop or half loop. There we go. Alright, I guess we'll just bring it up at this point. Alright, got that. And again, I don't really know what I'm going to be doing for this ride. I'm just kind of winging it as we go here, which I think is kind of how you have to play this level. It's just kind of make stuff sort of fit and don't take up too much space, but you got to take up enough space to make it make sense. So it's a little bit of a pain in the butt here, but we will figure it out for sure. Now, I don't know how fast it's going to be coming through this section. I think we're going to be going probably a little too fast, but I also don't think there's a ton I can do about that. And then we'll throw the block brakes. I'm going to keep them at 9. And basically what I'm looking at doing here is trying to route this in a way that I'm not actually taking up any real space that we might use for other stuff. Like, I know I tried to dedicate this whole area for it, but if I can weave that into this ride, it's going to increase the excitement of both rides. It's also going to save me a bunch of space, which means it's less pathing that I have to build and all of the other things that go along with this that I don't have to worry about. If I can avoid it, I'd very much like to. My only problem with rides like this is they are very, very, very intensive as far as cash goes because, you know, that's just what they are. So we just have to be a little careful as we're doing all of that. So if I do that, okay, go like that. Nope, just do one more. So do that. Come on. There we go. That's what I wanted. See, that wasn't too much to ask, was it? But now we're just going to be greedy and just try to fit this in everywhere we possibly can. Let's bring up one more. That's really dancing with a close problem there, but I think we'll be okay if we do that. We bring that up. Oh yeah, it works. Trying to see what is going on here. This is again the hard part of building coasters in confined spaces is trying to figure out where the heck you're going to put everything. And I don't think we're going to be able to do that. So instead, let's see, what do we have here? There we go. Do that. Kind of love to throw a little loop in there. I know I need to adjust the height to do that. There we go. And I don't think we're anywhere near the length we need right now, which is a little concerning for me, but can only do so much to do all that, so. And we're going to speed the game up here. We'll throw back on the scenery just because we can. But I'm going to do corkscrew, another corkscrew, come up and dipsy do in there, I guess, a little bit, if we can do this. Let's get that. Let's see if we can wrap that up like so. I should be able to get down underneath that. Fantastic. And I'm going to slow the game down here. We're making lots of money, like oodles of money per month, which is what I want. Just now that we got to figure out how to make that all work. more sustainably here. So that's going to come down. All right, and then we're just going to bring it home here. Then we'll throw block brakes on there. Those block brakes need to be faster. And I guess we have to go in and do a little land adjusting here. All right, so we're gonna pop that down, pop that down, turn like so, and then break it out, and that should be, hopefully, the end of that one. All right, I only want to run 3 trains, I think. We'll make this lift hill as fast as we can. Let's test it and see how this thing works. Most of the ride's going to be climbing the lift hill. What does that do for the excitement on these? My goodness. There we go. Oh, it zips through that. And we're going to see if it clears this block break before the next train goes. It's going to be close. It's going to stop for just a second, but that's okay. We can adjust that with station timing. Oof, so slow. Oof, so slow. Oh, I didn't think we'd get there, but thank goodness we did. We got our loop coming in. And this guy's going to stop most likely here. Okay. So yeah, we're going to have to adjust timing on everything. And this is not nearly as dense as what I thought it would be, which is good, because I can build over top of that without really any issues. And now we're just at the boring end part of the ride where we're just trying to make it longer. In a perfect world, I just would have brought this straight down and gone in there, but we don't need that right now. And let's see what this actually winds up being stats-wise and length-wise. Lengthwise, we're more than good. Stats-wise, we're good. Fantastic. This one's going to be Green Monster. We just need to figure out the exact color scheme for it. All right, we have that part of it. We need to get the pricing on it. $10 sounds fine to me. We're up to 15, almost 1,500 guests, which is shockingly impressive considering we haven't really done much advertising here. The ride time is also really interesting here. So 1 minute and 58 seconds. So 118 seconds divided by 3. It's going to be 39 seconds. So our maximum wait time is going to be closer to like 30. I say 38 or 39, so I don't know, like 33. Our minimum is going to be more like 29. We can open that bad boy up. Change this over. Again, every time you save it, it resets all the things. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to unpause that. That's going to come straight over like so. I guess it's Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 that we get the green queue pass. And this is going to be a substantial queue just because we can get... This is going to be the capacity monster of the park so far. There's nothing in this ride's way that is going to slow it down. course, the second I go to remove a path, there's a peep there doing his thing. All right. So we got that bad boy opened up. I'm very happy with what we have there. And what I like is this leaves a little area for some flat rides as well. We already have the roto drop there, but we can get other things in there. And we just got a hyper twister. Heck yeah. I don't remember seeing that on the RS before, but we have it, so awesome. We have lots of good solid rides that we're able to build now, which I really like when we can start piling on with stuff without really having to do a lot of work. That we can just kind of exist in making nice things for our guests without having to force things in. Although, I mean, obviously we're forcing a lot of ridiculously long coasters here, but that's beside the point. Alright, so we got that. Open that one up. This, we have 4 people on the ride, which looks like there are 2 there and 2 there. And now we should first get our first look at what this is actually going to do for us. We paid off $5,000 of that loan. We started with $10,000, so we still have another 10 to go. We borrowed 15 total. A water ride is killing it. Log flume, just absolute capacity monster. What's capacity like on this thing? That's a capacity monster too, man. And then this one is going to be an absolute monster when it gets rolling here. I just need to see how long the lift hill actually is. Okay, so that one's going through its run there. We may have to increase the length of time at the, whatchamacallit, just a little longer. Yeah, it's going to have to be a little longer. There we go. All right, that one was already clear of the second block break before this guy was even halfway up. It's going through the loop here as that one's going through its part. This guy's still going to get stopped there, but I think, hopefully, we'll have it spaced out enough. That's not a big deal. Air power coaster again. It's great, but it doesn't help us at all during this. You can't really do a lot with that ride. Let's go ahead and do some advertising. Green Monster is going to get some ads going for it. And while we're doing that, we're also going to give away free rides on... Let's go with the Mine Train coaster. It's been a little while. It's our first original coaster to the park from when we've taken over. And I think that will be nice. Alright, so we're going to speed the game up here. This line should fill up relatively soon. Let's see what our guests say. It's too crowded here. Where are you guys at? Yeah, it's all that main path area, which I understand. The nature of this park kind of makes it a little funky to get places here. This guy has 70 people on it. This one, well, I guess I can just pull this up. So if we go profit, Great White is still our most profitable ride right now. Green Monster is close behind. Once that gets a full queue, it's going to blow everything else out of the water, but everything is profitable. How about our queue time? The merry-go-round is our longest queue at 9 minutes. I love dumb stuff like that in this game. All right, so we'll add on a few TVs, help everybody out. And I think this one is just moving too fast. Like the load and unload stuff here is just wild. I do need to hold them at the station longer though. So we're going to try 38 seconds and see how that rolls for us. And really what I'm trying to do is make sure that the train doesn't get stopped. See, it's still getting stopped at the block brakes for a few seconds. I'm just going to need to adjust and play with it and see what we can do. But my goodness, look at our cash. We can pay off the entirety of that loan minus $2,000, which we got 1. And then 2. And look at our monthly income. It was pretty stagnant there for a little bit. Like around the $9,000 mark. It didn't move for several. Like we had a coaster obviously built here in May. Or somewhere close to that. Right back here. It popped up. And then we had our next coaster built and it popped up again. So now it's time to build. That's 4 coasters, correct? And I love the spaghetti that's happening there. Let's go ahead and get our Hyper Twister. So I think there's going to be a station here. We'll have it kind of drop down, come over here, go up the lift hill. And am I allowed to build in these places? That is the real question. So we got to figure that question out here. All right, so I'm just going to try building a path. Nope, can't do that. Okay. Can't do it there. But there was clearly a ride right here. So do we have... Is that the only spot we have stuff? Okay, that's what I needed to see. All right, we'll slow this game back down here because we're going to need to do stuff. Flores Twister. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Basically, the more of these style rides I can do, the better. I love the flexibility they have. I love just building them in general. I think they're a lot of fun to build. But there's also a lot I haven't explored with them because OpenRCT has added in a whole bunch that's not in the original game. So I haven't played with all of the things you can do here. But I am very excited to start playing with some of this stuff here. So... Gonna have it be like that. I just want to make sure we can get the maximum, which is 9. Do that, have it go like that. And then we'll do something like that, I guess. And it's immediately going to jump onto the lift hill. There we go. Burn through $6,000 there real fast, but that's okay. Smack that down, smack that down. There we go. Or do I want to have this turn as we're heading up here? Yeah, I like that better. And we're going to dipsy-do in this water area pretty much the whole time. And we're going to spend a ton of money. I'm just taking out the full loan. I know we're going to spend it, so whatever. Now, one question I was playing with in my head here when I was working on some things. How does Roller Coaster Tycoon actually calculate track length? Like, this angle is longer than, let's say, this flatter one down here or a piece of straight track here. But I don't know how it actually goes through and calculates any of its length. So that's I don't know. I haven't really explored that or even thought about it before the other day. I was just laying down for bed and that's what entered my brain. So just so you know the level of human you're dealing with. I think about Roller Coaster Tycoon before I fall asleep some nights. But yeah, I'm just kind of going through and trying to figure out what is going on with this game sometimes. So right now, nope, not down. Let me go up. Right now, I am trying to make something that is just going to take up a whole bunch of space And by space, I mean track length. So I can figure out what the heck I want to do next. All right, we got that. Is that going to fit? Oh, it is. Beautiful. Okay. Because what I want to do is throw a mid-course brake run in here. Let's see if we can push that out a little farther. Fantastic. Actually, let me continue that down there. Yeah, now we're definitely out of cash. That's okay. Speed the game up and we will get more cash. And I'm hoping what I can do is just come back up here, go in here, do some dipsy-doos in that area, then up and over. That's kind of my plan right now. Just note the mid-course brake run is at 135. So do something like that. And then we'll pop back up here. I love that when you speed the game up, even the money things speed up. It cracks me up every time. So like when I go to purchase this piece of track, the money just floats away so fast. It's so much fun to watch. All right, so do that. I've gotten a lot of messages. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Nope. Oh, we got a vertical drop coaster. That one might be a little tough to actually get in there, but we'll figure it out. You can see as the game speed, as I increase the speed of the game, we are making money hand over fist. So I'm going to throw an on-ride photo section there. I know I'm going to slow the game down at this point. We have more money. Okay. And then let's see. Come in like this. Can I shorten that up a little bit? Yes, I can. And then we'll throw on a little brake run. Oh, we're still off a little bit? Bummer. Okay. That one cuts over too much. So let's just talk about what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get block brakes here. Rotate, rotate. I'm going to speed those up a little bit just because it's too much. I would go there. Another set of block brakes. Some other brakes. And it just needs to come in somewhere on that line. There we go. Okay. I think that will work. Again, there's only one way to find out. We're going to do 3 trains, not 4. Lift hill has to be as fast as possible. Let's test it and see what it does. I'm a little concerned on some of these upper parts here that it's not going to do what I want it to do, but we'll find that out soon enough, I guess. All right, and then we have the other 2 trains there. We have our mid-course brake run all the way out in that hot mess. And while this is all happening, let's pay some loan back. Really looking for speed over top. Oh. There we go. Nice flow to air through all of that. We just have to get through. This is the next... That's the highest point of the ride from this point out. It's going to rocket around these things for a bit and then dive into insanity. Boom. 60 miles an hour while it's up over 100 feet in the air. And then it's going to come here. Slow down a bit. That guy's still not at that point, which is good. And then we're going to do lots of dives and lots of those type of things. And there's going to be a cool little dueling section right there, sort of. And I'm going to keep an eye on the brake run here as this guy makes its mad dash towards the end of the ride here. It's going to be very close. It's going to make it. I don't have to do anything with timing if I didn't want to. As far as at least when it leaves the station. It is, once it gets there, it's all clear to start going. Because this guy's still not there. Let's see, do we have it being long? Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Max speed 84 miles an hour? Heck yeah. And it fits all the stuff. I don't want to call this, we're going to call it Boundary Runner because it's hemmed in on basically 3 sides by the boundaries of the park right up to the edge. Give it $10. Let's see, this guy's still not it's walk-on material, but it's making us money. This guy is keeping everybody's hearts and minds where they need to be because this one is a very high intensity, so it keeps people kind of out of it. This one here is very high, high, medium. That's like the perfect lineup. Very high, another very high, and then medium nausea. Nausea. There we go. And then, yeah, you can see what we have going on with all that. All right. As far as the timing on this thing, I basically just need to make sure it's in the station long enough, which it looks like about 50 seconds. So I'll leave the maximum of 60. That's fine. But the minimum is going to be 50. And that should be fine for all of that. We are going to continue this pathway here. Outwards. I don't know how far or exactly where we're going with it, but we'll figure that out real soon. So that's going to come out like that. And this we just need to build something stupid for because this is a stupidly... Well, it's gonna just be an efficient ride. We're even going to change land heights because I like burning money. There we go. Sorry I went silent there. I was just trying to figure out why the heck it wouldn't do what I wanted it to do there. All right. So our next step here is, oh, we already have 1, 2, 3. So all right, there we go. We got all of that. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, ba-doom, ba-doom, ba-doom. Doop. Boop, and ba-doop. Let's go ahead and throw a bathroom. Nope. Nope. Not there. My goodness. Right there. Gonna knock those down. Put in some fries. Is that really our first fry shop? Awesome. Throwing some drinks back there. And let's throw some popcorn here as well. So 1, 2, 3, boop. And ba-doop. There we go. Finance-wise, I'm going to pause the game. We're going to advertise for Boundary Runner. Oh, it has to be open, I guess. That's interesting. I never noticed that before. And we're just going to need to borrow some money. Not a big deal. And what do we need free rides on? Let's go with... Yeah, I think we're going to have to just go with Green Monster. Just try to get people over there. All right, we can pay back some money. And let's see what rides. We don't have a 3D cinema yet, so we're going to get one of those in there. That one there. That can go there. That can go there. I did not build at the right height, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter. Here we go. And I still have not figured out a color scheme I like for these. Sure. Space Raiders, wait, full load, all that stuff. Open that up. All right, we are starting to lose people, but I'm sure it's just because they're out of money. And also when it rains, everybody pieces out. But most people think it's too crowded, which is our biggest problem. And that's all throughout the main loop of our park so far. You can see this loop here and then back towards where you get on either of these two rides is too packed. I do want to actually move this guy over here because I want to continue this pathway over here. And then we're going to bring it up and connect in with that. So there'll be another direct pathway over there at some point here very soon. So let me... How much money has this bad boy made us? Heck yeah. All right, but we are going to do some very quick construction to it. Then we're going to throw that all over here. Knock down some of this stuff. And I guess at this point we're at 0. Yeah. Now I can start bringing this over here. Get rid of that. There we go. All right, then we're going to put benches and all that stuff here in a moment. Let's get all of this stuff set up. All right, right now I'm just doing my due diligence. There we are. Throw some stuff in there. I don't really count where those go because it doesn't really matter. But the pattern of the rest of it does matter for some reason. All right, so eventually that path is going to come out this way and connect in with the other parts of the park, but we have to get there first. I'm just happy that we have another backup to where this is going. Now, we have to go in and repay some loans here. So we're going to speed the game up just for a hot second. All right, maybe I need to adjust those timings just a little bit. And it takes a couple cycles for it to go through, but once it goes through, we should there. See, it's so much better. It's closer. But we're paying back oodles of money right now. Our guest numbers are going up. There we go. This is all what I want to see. So right now, there are 108 people on this ride. So we're letting it max itself out a little bit here. Its capacity is 2,600 people an hour, and it's making us $23,000 an hour. It's just gorgeous things. Now, I wonder if I built like a dueling coaster but had it go into opposite stations. Does that count as one total track length? I guess it did when they had the original mini coaster in there going through everything. The junior coaster, that was the transportation setup for this park originally. There's lots of stuff in there. It worked. So I need to figure that out too and see what's going on. But right now we are at, what is it, 5 coasters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we have 5 coasters in there right now that we need to have. I think what I'm going to do next, I really want to build a hyper coaster like that has a station underneath this and then just goes up and out and then just twists through there. It's not my favorite coaster by a long shot, but it does. Oh, we got a limb launch coaster. Yes. I love them too. A flying coaster? Maybe I'll build a flying coaster. Although I really do need to start spreading out guests over to this area as well. So maybe that's our next step, is trying to figure out how to do that. All right, so let me just 3, 4, 5, get rid of all that stuff. Okay. So this area here, just bring it straight out. And I know I'm putting back in stuff that was originally in the park. I don't care necessarily about that. What I'm trying to do is just get this thing hopefully close to being ready to do more with. All right, so that's going to be like that. Bring that out there like so. I don't really know what I'm doing with that. And then we can branch this off. What are the heights? 40 and 35. Okay. So I'm just going to bring that there. Boom, boom. There we go. Okay. Again, I'm just trying to give some places that guests can go, also that break off the main pathway, because we are desperately in need of some space to do all of that. put another food and beverage area out here. Some more maps and bathrooms, you know, a whole shebang. Probably 2 sets of those, if I'm being honest. And then we'll continue from there. And I definitely am going to have to hire a whole bunch more handymen and women to help take care of this park, because we've substantially added on to the pathways here. And we need to make sure they're fully and properly taken care of. All right, I also need to take a look at these guys. I think they're okay still. I'm gonna bring this more up to like 48. Security guards are gonna bring up to 24. I think that all will work just fine and dandy for us. Let's see, what rides do we still have to build here? Got splash boats. That could be kind of fun. Let's see what the splash boats would look like over here. So first I would need to build this at the proper height. So it'd have to be that. Just gotta go a little lower. Will that work? Because I'm real happy with that if that works. So put that there, put that there. And I like that the 8 boats all fit within before that lift hill. So if there's like a boat down here and they are going too fast, it's not a problem. And then I just want to see how fast it comes up on that particular spot. I don't think I've ever crashed one of these. I don't know if you can crash them, but I don't want to find out either. We're over 2,000 guests, which is also fun. I don't trust that. I don't trust that one bit. All right, so we're going to just redesign this drop. Oh, I can't get up one more. I'm going to move this up more. I think that's going to be the solution here. So if I do that... All right, photo section, obviously. And I'll put entrance and exit on the same side since we're at the same height as the lines over there. All right. Should still be able to get our 8 boats. Yep. Test that out. All right. I already know it's going to work. I already know it's not going to be a ride that's going to cause us any real hurt or pain, so we can continue there. Uh-oh, my dude. Where are you going? And you, what are you doing? All right, how far am I above this thing? Okay, so I just gotta come down 2. There we go. All right, what do we got as far as our stats are going here? There we go. That's all I needed to know. Minute 38, so 95. Where's my calculator? 95 divided by 8, 11.875. So maximum wait time is going to be 10. Minimum wait time is going to be more like 8. And it's going to be like $4. Let's open that up, see how we do. This, we're going to lower this down to $8. This bad boy, which still looks like it's rocking out with, it's a decent number of people. We'll bring it at like $7. I'm keeping that line there because it's fine. How long is the line for this thing? 10 minutes. It's not honestly all that bad. What is it making us? 23,000 with, yeah, man. All right, but we will hire an entertainer. We go there. Do we have a different costume? Go with Panda. We already have the gorillas, so there's no need to have multiples of those. There we go. Okay. Why are people not going on this one? What is the thought process here? Oh, let's knock that one down to $8. I don't really care. I think the intensity is just too much for most people. But this one, man, love it, love it, love it. It's intense, but man, I think it's the most exciting ride in the park. All right, now we have to address this other area over here still. Let's go ahead and give free or advertising. I want more people. Let's just do it on splash boats. Why not? Free ride vouchers. I need people to get on to Green Monster real bad. That ride was too much money to have it sitting, not making back everything it has. I guess it's made back its money, although I don't know how much it costs to build, but I think it probably made back its cash at this point. All right, so we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, we need to get moving here. We're gonna do a custom design invert that's going to exist in this area here. All right, got that. So we'll do that. It's up at 160. Left. There we go. This one piece is $1,000. That's how you spend crazy money on these things. All right, let's see here. Now, really, I'm going to put this on the little blueprint thing here real fast just to see, because I don't want to spend a whole bunch of time if it's not making it through, particularly this area right here. The loop I'm okay with. I also need to see how fast it comes through this. So I think it should make it through that loop. Yep, no problem. Next one should be pretty mirror image of that. Okay, that's a good enough speed. I'm okay with that. So that's at 135. Did it make it through that all the way? Now I don't remember. All right, right now we just need to make lots of dipsy doos. We've spent a lot of money. We've made a very large inverted coaster, and now I need to pump the brakes a little bit and just slow it down. So we're gonna just have it do some very basic things here. Oh, we're going right into something, aren't we? Go. Do. Okay, so go that way. There we go. Okay. These are always fun problems to solve. So I was at 40. Okay. All right, so I'll throw block break there, working backwards. Do that. Another block break there. And then we'll go boom, 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 boom. There we go. All right. Let's go ahead and test. We can get another 3 trains on there. I don't want 4. Hold on. We need to speed that lift hill up. Test again. And while it's starting to test, we're going to paint it and see what it looks like here. I'm okay with like a hot pink color, but the pink that it has there kind of sucks. All right, let's see what this thing looks like as it goes through the elements here. Nice speed through all that. Hoping for 30s. Yeah, not bad there either. It does barely make it up into that block break. That's a really good placement of it because it was going about that speed no matter what. Goes into the second Cobra roll, which is ridiculous. Oh, that looks so good. All 3 trains in the shot at once. Fantastic. All right, that guy's going to hold. That guy's going to hold. So it's going to need to be a little bit longer here. But look how fast we're coming back into the station here. Woo, baby. That thing rips. I love it. It's ridiculous. And not that exciting, apparently. Oh, goodness. All right. Oh, how long was the... Oh, did I ruin it? Okay, it's at least the right length. And I wasn't ridiculously far over, so that's a good sign. All right, let's roll all the way back to here. So I think that's where we first started encountering some of our issues. All right, and now we're just gonna dipsy-do as much as we possibly can here. Got that. All right, and then I think we're just going to try to bring it back in here for the close. I don't know why I deleted all the brake run area. All right. All right, I'm just trying to get a little bit more out of it if I can. But I don't know if I'll actually be able to or not here. There we go. All right, cool. Let's test it and see how that one works. And we already know it works all the way up to the brake run without any real problems. It's post brake run. We know that it's the brake run, no problem. It's going to do this part, no problem. And up until this curve right here is all known. After that is total unknown craziness. All right, so yeah, it's still very fast. But hopefully here, comes in the brake run. Station. There we go. Yes and yes. So it's actually a shorter ride, but it does all the things it needs to do. So that's 108 seconds. divided by 3 trains comes out to 36. So we will put 34 as the minimum, 30 as the minimum, 34 as the max. We'll call it Iron Wolf. It has wolfy vibes to me. I'm just gonna make it $8. I'm not gonna go crazy with it. I just want simple rides at this point that we can knock this out with. But I think after we open this one up and maybe do some advertising for it, we'll end the day out for this round of this park, because it's taking far longer than I thought it would. But I am having a lot of fun designing all of the ridiculous rides that I've designed so far for this park. It's been surprisingly enjoyable going through a random park. I usually don't like parks like this because they just are too over the top, but I'm rather enjoying this one actually. All right, so let's see what we get here with this. Oh, I also have to open up some food places and do some other small things while we're waiting on that bad boy to go through. What are people saying? Too intense? Yeah, it's an intense ride. It's okay. So we need a bathroom up here. I'll just put that there. Info kiosk. Heck yeah. We need some hot dogs. We need some lemonade. Fantastic. Over here, we probably need another restroom, right? Yeah, of course we do. We gotta throw some ice cream out here just because I can. Here we go. All right. Is there anybody on this ride right now? We do have a few people on it, but let's go ahead and advertising campaign for the entirety of the park. Sure. And then we can pay back lots of loan. We're back to our original 10 grand. And finance-wise, we have another few weeks remaining. So we'll see through those few weeks, try to pay back as much of our loan as we can. And then we'll call it a day. And we should probably also see if there are any other ride types that we can build that help things out. So general rides and thrill rides are the next ones that we need to have here. Have it, have it, have it. Oh, we don't have that. Okay. Alright, so I'll get that there. This guy is just gonna go like that there. There we go. Just trying to fill out little areas if we can. It does tend to help. And do we have any thrill rides that we can put over there? Do we have a... I don't think we have one of these, do we? No. Okay. So let's go ahead and put that in somewhere over here. Alright, got that. Oh, and this here is an example of why I want to make sure there's like not bumps or things where they can hit each other, because the ride's broken down, but there's still vehicles in motion, unlike some other spots, and there's no block breaks or anything like that. So you got to kind of pay attention to what's going on there. Here we go. Train up some of the peeps if they don't like intense rides. They get slowly more intense here. And then we can do our run here for rides. What do we have that needs people? Hey, this guy's finally starting to load up more people. 96 people on board. this thing's still just printing money, isn't it? Heck yeah. $27,000 an hour. Heck yeah. And this guy's still doing all the things. All right, so let's give free on. All right, I guess we're going to go with Great White. And then we're going to have an advertising campaign specifically for Iron Wolf. There we go. Feel like we might need some more. Yeah. They're just not in enough places, especially if a bunch of them are there. Uh-oh, what did I do? Yeah, Great White still hasn't been fixed. That's the idea. Suspended monorail. That's not that's the suspended monorail, not coaster, but the I guess it's a suspended single track coaster or something. This one, I always forget the naming of that one. Suspended mini coaster, something like that. It's dumb. All right, we've completely paid off our loan. We have built a giant mess there, and we are up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coasters. We only have 4 more to go, but I'm out of gas for today, so I'm not going to keep going here. But join us next time as we knock out the rest of this park and continue to print money. Folks, thanks for joining me. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.